Hey guys, this is Nick from Final Save Point. This is part two for Guide for PC Gamers beginning. Um, so today we're going to talk about games delivery systems, and then I'm going to add another part to this where I tried to lump controllers into this, and now the controllers are going to be actually its own part. So let's go ahead. You can see I've got Steam already up here. There are different tabs of Steam when you load the client in. So to get this client, you just go to steam.com or Steam Powered, and you'll see up in the corner of the web page they've got a option for you to download it and add it to your system. So once you're in, you're gonna need to, if you don't already have like a Steam name or whatnot, you'll have to like make up a name for yourself, profile, all that fun stuff, and making a new account for Steam. All right, so first tab we're going to see here, we got four tabs. We got the store tab, and this is kind of self-explanatory. So the store has had some changes lately. So now they've done like a sort of combination of it will learn like what games you're playing and give you recommendations based on that. There's now people in the store called curators. So if you like, say, somebody like Total Biscuit, you can add him as a curator, and games that he says are pretty cool will pop up on your feed as being recommended. So it was a neat idea. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But then when you start scrolling all the way down here, you've got your typical setup for games. So you can see like this is the newest stuff that came out or most popular new releases right now. We've got top sellers, so you can see what's selling the most on here. You can get like stuff like Far Cry 4 or whatnot. Upcoming games and I wonder when Ground Zeroes comes out. Must be soon. And specials. So this is all the sales right now. So this is something you're just gonna have to mess around with, and there's always a daily special. So you can see like right now today's deal is, and it's got the countdown timer on it. They're typically up for 48 hours. So if you see one and say it's the next day and you're like, oh crap, I missed it. If you go search for it, you'll find it. And then up here, just like any good store, you've got a search bar, so you can like say, Call of Duty, and then you can find Call of Duty. All right, so let's go back to the store. Then you got library. This is where all your games are kept once you download them and they're installed. Right now, I've got it on a section called just installed. So if you click here, there's this drop-down box, and you've got games. So it'll show every single game that you can play on the system. Software, music. Music's pretty cool. So some games you download them, and you will get the soundtrack for the game. So I've got like the Darksiders soundtrack, and you can just sit here and like listen to it. It streams it to your PC. Recent, it clumps everything into what you've been playing recently in like week, day, today, whatever. Installed. And that's like one I just really hate using. Installed's what I leave it on. I can just like scroll down this list really quick and find what I want to play. Favorites, you can tag games as favorites. And I'm doing Steam sharing, which means I have access to, friends, and they have access to my library. There's certain caveats to that, but my friend Grant has Alien Isolation, and I can play that if I want, as long as he's not online playing something. So he has to be off. Not two people can't exist on the same library at the same time. The other caveat is if I'm playing somebody else's library and it's an online game, online doesn't work. So it doesn't stream it or anything like it does on the PlayStation Network with some of the games. You are actually downloading the full game. It does exist on your system, but you have to have their permission to play it. You can have up to 5 machines or 5 accounts through Steam sharing or family sharing at any time. And here we got the community tab. And community I don't really use. It's a big mess. But there's just basically people dropping a bunch of crap like this. Like I don't care about like gifts and stuff like that, so I don't use it. But we got discussions, which is like the Steam forums, workshop. So if you want to add like a mod to a game, like say Skyrim, you can do it through workshop. You can also find this in the store page or the community hub for that game. Each game has its own community hub. We got Greenlight. Greenlight, all it is you go there to certain games that people are pitching to be thrown on Steam. If it gets enough votes, then Valve will basically sort of like co-publish it onto the platform. And we got Market. Market is confusing. So certain games drop certain items, like say Counter-Strike or whatever. Now we got this gems thing. A lot of games use these trading cards, and if you get enough trading cards, you can like, make badges or whatever. They actually sell for money, and their value is determined on how many of them there are, how rare they are, or whatnot. So, say you get cards, you can sell cards or whatever, backgrounds, emoticons, stuff like that. Once you get into it, it's a little bit hard to understand, but once you get into it, it's pretty easy. Then we got My tab here, which is, it starts off with activity actually. And activity is kind of like your Facebook wall, so as your friends do things and whatnot, you'll see, like announcements for games. You'll see uh, screenshots. You'll see like achievements. If somebody adds like a game to their wish list, and their wish list just means they went to the store and hit a. There's a thing you can hit on games on the store, and it adds it to your wish list. And I'll show you what the wish list is in a second. And then you got your profile, and profile will show like your achievement showcase, badges. You get different badges for different things, like say completing badges for games. I've got one for 6 years on Steam. And then you got like most recently played like 6.5 hours on record for Tesla Effect last night, 4.5 for Unturned. This game was bad. I didn't like it. And then you got your friends, and then there's Steam level. This arbitrary number here. I don't even know what mine is. 16, whatever. Then you got games, screenshots I've done, videos I've done, reviews I've done, blah blah blah. And it's the same with your friends. And then you got the friends tab. You can see everybody's friends with me on Steam. And groups. So I'm like, Tech Syndicate group, Giant Bomb group, content. I'm not sure what content is. Oh, I guess this is just like screenshots and stuff that I've done lumped all together. Okay. Badges are what they are in inventory. So like I said, like trading cards, coupons, these gem things, whatever. Like Counter-Strike, I've got like some guns and stuff. Team Fortress, you've got like hats and stuff you can stick on your character. It's not that much to show off. It's just basically, tradable items that you can actually sell in a lot of cases. So like say Counter-Strike, I can go here and say sell this, and I would get like 26 cents for it on the marketplace. Or this one and get a whole 8 cents. Yeah, so anyways, that's what that is. So that's going through the front interface of Steam as quick as I possibly could. I know it took a little while, but basically you guys need to know how to use this. Now there's another part of Steam. If you look up here, this is a little controller guy. If you click on this, hopefully this does this without much problem. This goes into what we call big picture mode. And this is to make it more controller friendly. Right now I'm using a mouse and keyboard, but you can use a controller with this. And it's sort of like a condensed version of Steam for TVs. So up here we got like new information. It's telling me about War Thunder, basically something I don't care about. We got two buttons down here, friends and web. These will be mapped to the triggers on the controller, but since I'm using a mouse, so you can actually open a web browser from here. You got like current favorites, history, just like you would with the web browser. On this side, we've got friends, so we can see friends that are in game, what they're playing, send messages to them, and we've even got groups over here. Okay, and go back to Steam. Then we got the store, big picture version of the store. As you can see, there's not, it's set up a little bit different. We got your library, and once again with this, we got music, screenshots, all that stuff. We just go to games. And just like with the drop down tab in Steam, there's one here. You can set up in different ways. Once again, I just use installed. And I can sit here and start up a game from here, which I'm not going to do. So let's go back. Alright. And you click that little Steam icon up there at any point. And then we got like, sort of like the social stuff like profile, friend activity, and all that fun stuff here. So it's still being worked on, still being messed with. And then over here we got settings for big picture. And you can go through these and check these out. I'll kind of get into the same stuff, but not in big picture mode about Steam. We got music once again, so you can bring up the music player. If you had music going, you could start and stop that. Then over here on exit, this will bring up a few options. So you can actually shut down, restart, or set your computers or send your computer to sleep from big picture mode. We got user, change user, go offline, whatever. We're just gonna go return to desktop. Okay, that brings us back here. Alright, so as far as options, to get to them, you hit Steam, and down here it's settings. Okay. And it's going to pop this guy up. Now, I don't want to show this one, the account one, because it has some information I'd rather not have out there, like email and whatnot. But you can change like your password, your security question, email, stuff like that. You can actually decide if you want to do the beta version, and then there's also another option for Steam Guard. It's like a higher heightened security of Steam. You can use just normal password and username, but I would typically not. And without Steam Guard, you cannot sell items on the store. You have to have Steam Guard on. Then you get your Friends tab, and here's where you're going to dictate whether it's going to play sound or even pop up to show you if somebody comes online or not. And then over here we've got the family option. Now the family option's very interesting. So if I have somebody that's a friend or family, what I can do is from here I can say, what we do is we give each other's account information, which I know they tell you not to do, but unfortunately it's the only way this can work. So make sure you trust somebody enough before you do this. And then you get off, you change user, you log into their account, they log into yours. You go into the setting in the family, and you say authorize this computer. This will be authorized instead of deauthorized. Once you hit that, then you exit out, you go back in, and presumably they did the same thing. It'll bring up a little notification on the bottom of Steam. And it'll say this computer's popped up and asked to authorize your computer or authorize their computer. And you just click yes or allow, and then you can do the Steam sharing. So you can see I'm shared with 5 friends. Here's Joe, Grant, Steve, and what that means is we can actually share each other's libraries. So like down here, you can actually see I've got Alien Isolation from Grant, and I'm able to play that even though I don't own it. He owns it. I'm able to play the full game, but if there's any online content, I can't do that. And if he wants to pop on and use any of the games in his library, I have to get off. I get basically I think it's a 5-minute warning to stop playing or save my game. Then we got in-game. Once again, this is for like Steam Overlay, so you can actually access Steam features from in-game by pressing Shift-Tab. You can change what this is. You can take screenshots. This will change what your web browser goes to for a search engine. In-home streaming. This is also a new one. So what this is if you have hardware that's capable, say you have a PC in the house you want to play on your TV, but they're in 2 completely separate rooms, but you have something like a laptop or something. You can open your laptop. Now it's recommended that you have at least your wired connection or wireless N or AC. With those two, you can actually set it up, and what pops up, it'll show you the other systems you have the Steam client on there. You don't have to have any games physically on there, and what you do is it'll say on the other client, instead of play, it'll say stream. And you hit stream, it takes it a few seconds. And what it's doing is it's capturing the game like you were streaming it to Twitch or something, and streaming it to your other machine through your home network to your other PC so you can play it on your TV or whatever. You can hook up your controller on the other end, and the client will use it that way, and all the sound and everything will stream that way. It works mostly pretty good. I've had issues, but that was mostly because the router I was trying to do it with was on its way out. So then next here we got interface, and this is where you would go to say set up Steam to start up as soon as you turn on Windows, which I typically set it to because it's pretty much how I talk to all my friends and stuff. Downloads, you can limit what bandwidth you want the download to go to. You got your download region here, so, and some of them say Comcast because, you know, there's certain workarounds for Comcast that Steam has to do. Cloud, so like with PlayStation Plus, you know, you can like send like cloud saves to the network. And I do have to mention, like for Steam, you don't have to pay extra. It's free. You can game online. You can use their servers to game. And the Steam Cloud, it just takes your games, for games that are supported, it'll take your game save and put it in the cloud. So say if you go to somebody else's house or something, you can pull that save data off the cloud and use it on their machine. Voice, this is your voice chat options for like receive, microphone volume. You can test your microphone, set up a hotkey, all that fun stuff. Music, this is for the music player. This is something I've not really used a whole lot yet, but you can set it up to do like new scans and all that fun stuff. And then we got broadcasting. Broadcasting is brand new and only available on the beta version of Steam. So what this is, to explain this the best way, is you can set your system up. Okay, now in my case, I've actually got a encoder, which is sort of like a capture card built into my video card. It's a GeForce card, so all the new GeForce cards have this. And we'll get in a little bit more into this when I get into one of the parts where I talk about streaming to like Twitch and stuff. But once you know what your settings are for your network and all that, you set it up just like you were streaming. And if somebody wants, one of your friends want to watch a game, so like right here I have it, like friends can request to watch a game, so they have to ask for permission from me, and then I can say yes, and then they can actually watch what I'm doing in real time on Steam. You can also set it up just so you can only invite people. You can set it up for friends can watch games, so you don't have to ask for permission, or you can set it for anyone can watch. I tend to want people to ask before they're going to start using system resources, so that's why I have it set up that way, especially seeing that I'm still on an APU and not the i5 that I got forever ago. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much Steam in a nutshell. Like one thing I do want to show you guys real quick is let's go to community and home, and we're gonna go to the Payday community, and I want to show you broadcast. And so you can see right here, somebody is broadcasting. So we're going to start that up. And there's a little chat option right here. And just like with Twitch, you can sit here and see what this game's about. So this would help if, say, you want to figure out if this is a game you want to buy. Maybe somebody's online streaming it so you can watch it.
You should be able to access his desktop computer now. It's located in his office.
Alright, so that's Steam. Now the other two clients aren't as hard to figure out. Basically, we got Origin. Same thing, you're going to need to make an account. And Origin's for EA games. So games like Titanfall, you can't get through Steam because EA doesn't want to sell their games through Steam. They want to do it through their own client. Just like Steam, they got a friends list and all that fun stuff. And there's not much meat to this. So like say, you've got a store. It's still web-based. It's still HTML-based. You download it, and then it goes here to your games, and you've got like this drop-down menu where you can put it, you know, all games, or just games that are installed to the hard drive. So I'm not going to get into this a whole lot more. You've got your options, application options, so you can have it start up when you start Windows, or automatically shut down when you don't play the game. You can do beta access, all this fun stuff. It's like Origin's really not hard to figure out because there's just not much meat to its bones. There's really not much there. You click this little guy here to bring up your friends lists. There's chat rooms, and that's pretty much about it. There's really not a whole lot to do here. I did forget that about Steam though, so let me get to that real quick. Friends lists on Steam. So you can see the friends list right here, and I can like click on somebody. So, and it brings up automatically like a chat window and last few things said, whatever. I've got a few options where I can click over here and view their profile. I can block out all communication if I wanted to, invite them to a group, or say invite them to trade an item or something like that. Over here, there's this little box here with this down arrow. I can start a voice chat. I can invite other people to our chat box, so we can do like a multi-chat. and once again trade and all that fun stuff. If for whatever reason I don't want to be annoyed by people, I can click this little arrow here right next to my name, and that's where I can change my status to busy, away, whatever. And then down here is where you would add a friend. So you go here and you click, somebody's name or somebody's name that they gave you, and that's where you would add a friend. And then we got groups, and as you can see here, like we've got the, well, let's say Tech Syndicate group, okay? We can open, and there'd be a group chat. Right now, nobody's chatting in the group because there's nothing going on. So that's pretty much those two services in a nutshell. And then the other one that's stupid easy is Uplay. Uplay, you're gonna get it if you get a Ubisoft game on Steam. It's gonna automatically download it. So when you start most Ubisoft games in Steam, it's gonna just start this. It's basically a form of DRM, which is digital rights management. It's a way to keep people from pirating games on PC. Typically, it's just a pain in the ass for the people they're legitimately trying to pay for their games, and not so much for people who are pirating. Pirates will still get around the DRM. It's history's shown us that time and time again. There's other platforms for you to go to on PC as well. Now, if you're really opposed to the DRM on Steam or Origin, you do have some options. So there's this place right here. This is called Good Old Games, and what their policies are. If you buy a game on here, it's not going to have DRM, which means you can take it and use it on any PC that you want. It's going to make it easier for other people to use, but a lot of people don't care about that. Like for instance, Witcher 3, which is poised to come out pretty soon. They don't believe in DRM, so they are releasing it without DRM on the service. So if you want that, they are working on their own delivery service, but as of right now, pretty much all they have is a downloader that it's basically like a little client, and when you buy the game, you can download it through that and then start it through that. You can also just download the regular exe file and not have to worry about it. Just put like the game in a folder somewhere and launch it as if you downloaded it off or loaded it up on a CD-ROM drive. We've got other competing services. There's Gamersgate, and so a lot of times these guys will use Steam codes. So what you would do is you would go here, you buy the game, and then they would give you a code for Steam. And then you would go on Steam and say right here where this Games tab is and activate a product on Steam. And then you go through this guy and you would enter your code right here, or just copy and paste it right here. And then it would activate it and you can download it. Now this is not a part of Steam. They just get Steam codes from the publishers. What this is it is actually competing with Steam in a way. So there are certain games that you can download, and games aren't going to be the same price that they are here. It's not like Walmart with PlayStation. Like PlayStation kind of sets the prices globally everywhere. That's why used games are such a big deal in the console market, because they can't do that. But every once in a while they can get like a certain deal, special deal for like a certain retailer. But typically you see a lot of parity with the prices across whatever store you get. On PC, it's different. These guys are actually competing against each other, so you'll see the prices fluctuate wildly all over the place. This is where you also get other places like Green Man Gaming. I've actually gotten a few titles here. I got like Thief when it was like a month old for like $15, and it's like on console it was still 60. You couldn't get it any cheaper than that. So I got that there. I got it here. I've got what was it? Titanfall launch day off this website for 50 instead of 60. Don't regret that game at all, man. I played the crap out of that game. Another site I don't have up, surprisingly, which I should, is called Humble Bundle. So we're going to go there real quick and show you guys this place out. So the deal with these guys is every game that they sell, they give a little bit to charity. So depending on what bundle's up at a time, a certain amount's given to charity. So we don't have a Humble Bundle up right now. This one just ended. This is the Sega bundle. So another one should start pretty soon. Then there's weekly bundles. And it's being a little bit slow. Alright, there we go. And so the way this works is there's a certain amount of games. Like these games right up here. You could pay as little as $1 and get these games. Then there's a certain amount, say like these ones down here. You want these games, you need to pay the average amount, which is $3.64. Then they have stuff like this where it'll like lump in like another game and say if you pay like $25, you get this. Sometimes there's like soundtracks of games locked that way, and it's just not games. You get like comic books, for instance. You can get digital comic books on here that way. Right now they've got Dynamite Mega Holiday. I don't know what that is. Anyways, then you got a mobile bundle, so you can get like mobile games for like Android or whatnot on here. And there's no mobile bundle right now, so this one just ended. So it looks like we're just getting in at the end of everything. And then they got an actual store, and their store is kind of set up funky, but what I wanted to show you guys right here is you can see like certain games. It's got this little icon here. It's a Steam icon. It shows you can get this on Steam, or you can get a DRM free version. I've got a lot of games that I can just like download and put on any PC because they actually have this DRM free box here. Some of them will say they're available through the Humble Store, so you can like play it through your web browser or whatnot instead of actually having to download it. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it on that. And then you'll have like stuff that says like Android. There's like an Android version of this game. So it's pretty easy stuff to figure out. You get the hang of it. And with the even the Humble Store, like once again, like each game on here, like a certain percentage will go to charity. So it's pretty cool. All right, you can see their winter sale's gonna be happening. So all right, so I think that's pretty much effectively explained the delivery system on PC and how it works. And if you guys have any more questions, please leave comments down below. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you disliked it, thumbs down. And really, really do comment on these videos if you have any questions. They have been going a little bit long. There's a lot to explain, but hopefully it does help you guys get into PC gaming. And if maybe you're on the fence and you want some reasons, I'm going to divert you guys to this here. I'll leave this in the comments. This is a video Tech Syndicate did last year, and I think it's still pretty valid to this day, talking about reasons to switch to PC gaming. And I know there's a lot of guys out there that are on the fence that are looking at all these exclusive titles. Like I was playing Tex Murphy last night, and that's kind of a fun game. Not for everybody, but it's one of those weird niche things that exist on PC that it's hard for it to get someplace else and get noticed. So I'm going to leave this in the comments. And yeah, I will see you guys later.